If you love the bad guys, we got you covered in Wave 12.
Spiky bits.
What's up, hobby maniacs? Baer with you again today, checking out the bad guy ships for Wave 12. Well, I guess some of these are Wave 13, whatever. But this is what we got. The new Alpha Class Starwing, and I don't know how to say it, so we'll just say M12 fighter for the Scum faction. Now, the wing here is $14.95, and the fighter pack is $19.95, both brand new expansions from FFG. So the new M12 is, of course, the Scum's latest hope for awesomeness, I suppose, post-quad jumper era. This thing looks pretty cool. It's decent size too. It's on a small stand, but you can see here it's big, it's chunky, but it's very forward thinking. It kind of almost reminds me of a Astro Train from the Transformers, a locomotive almost with wings. And of course the M12 comes with a bunch of new upgrade cards. You get 4 ship pilots right here, of course, 10 upgrades total. I think a couple of these are, well, actually just one is title. We get some new ordnance cards, a very cool EPT, saturation salvo. I'm sure we'll talk about that here in a second. Overall, it looks like, you know, the pilot skills are, you know, wide and varied, but the one little problem here is that you have a very, very small agility on these ships with lots of offensive output. It almost seems like the Scum got their B-Wing all of a sudden, which I'm okay with. I love me some B-Wings. I love me some Jousters. So maneuverability wise, got a lot of options here. Very maneuverable at 1 with some reds, very maneuverable at 2 as well. Not so much on the top end speed, but I feel like that is okay. And some cool new mechanics coming with the ship. The Bullseye Firing Arc, which is this little 1-inch, it looks like very small pathway right up here that if it clips you, you are not going to be able to spend, or your enemy is not going to be able to spend focus tokens to modify defensive dice or evade tokens to add to your evade results. Wah, wah, wah. And there's also some special pilot abilities here that will add or subtract to those as well. Jam tokens don't let you, actually don't even give you the option. You have to remove a focus evade or a blue target lock token. Wah, wah. It is jammed if it has a jam token. And reload, an interesting new action that allows you to choose to discard any number of the ship's equipped, discarded ordnance or missile upgrade cards and flip them face up, and then assign the ship a weapons disabled token. So while you're on the backswing coming back around for another pass, perhaps you want to do the reload action so that you can get some of your ordnance back. And ordnance, it definitely has the ability to get those crazy Scum droids, illicit slots. We got ordnance, we got EPTs all day, every day right here. On the higher pilot skill stuff, free target lock at range 1 to 3 if an enemy ship is in your bullseye. And this one I like even more. After you perform an attack, each enemy ship inside your bullseye, so you get to maneuver, you get to shoot, and then every enemy at range to 3 must choose to suffer 1 damage or remove all of its focus or evade tokens. Free is always good. And there be the upgrades. 1 title right here, which doesn't seem too bad if the enemy is in, after defending, if the attacker is inside your Bullseye Firing Arc, it receives 1 stress token. So kind of cool for 1 equip point. Not too bad. Dead Man Switch we've seen before. Contraband Cybernetics gives you basically a mulligan for a turn. Immune to stress, can do red maneuvers, get it done right then and there, and well, you might just carry the day. R5TK, interesting, very interesting mechanic right there. I'll let you guys check it out. Scrambler Missiles, a very new one. 3 dice at range 2 to 3, 2 equip points. If this attack hits and the defender and each other ship at range 1 receive 1 jam token, then cancel all results. And we all know what the jam token does. That's pretty dirty. So Plasma Torpedo has seen that in the past. And Saturation Salvo. This is a new one. I like this. Basically, you're going to look at the equip points, the equip points of the ordnance or missile that is fired, and if it is lower, if the enemy ship's agility is lower, say you take the plasma torpedoes, you shoot them, they're 3, say you have a tie, it's only agility 2, well, now it's gonna have to roll some dice and it might take some damage. So that's kind of a cool EPT for 1 equip point. I suppose if you're flying in a group, well, hey, that's an even better boon for your squad as well. Next up is the Alpha Class Star Wing. Oh man, who remembers the video game? From back in the day with this ship here, man, it brings a tear to my eye to be holding this in my hand so many years later. That's crazy. This is a great looking little miniature. Of course, it fits on the normal size stand right there. But man, this thing definitely packs a punch in more ways than one. So the new expansion overall has, of course, 4 of your pilot cards here, 7 upgrades. I don't think there is a title. No, there is not. Nope, I'll take that back. There is 2 titles right there. Both are very interesting indeed. Now, this ship definitely is a little bit different from its release cousin, the M12, whereas the fact that it's going to have a little bit higher agility, but a little bit lower attacks overall. It's going to have great shields, great hull, the ability to reload, and perhaps maybe more importantly, the ability to slam. Points cost wise, we got an interesting spread from 18 up to 26 for the 7 pilot skill version. Maneuverability wise, not quite as maneuverable as the M12, but it's still pretty respectable, and it's got that top end 4 with a little bit more maneuverability at 3 that doesn't require you to be locked in here. So very, very good top end maneuvering, whereas the M12 is a little bit better close up. Now you can see each one of these has the slam action along with the reload. We already talked about reload with the last ship. But this one is definitely something to talk about. So we got 2 EPTs on the higher end ships here, ordnance and missiles as well, with a couple of different extra abilities. When you receive a weapons disable token, if you are not stressed, you may receive 1 stress to remove it. And when defending, if you have a weapons disable token, roll 1 additional defense die. So it seems like, hey, that might be a strategy right there. Slam, anyone? Since we didn't really talk about it already, I wanted to talk about the slam action real quick. So slam is basically the opportunity to perform an action and get an extra movement, which then you can not do anything else. You cannot perform slam as a free action, and you have a weapons disable token, which usually means that, hey, you're done for the turn. However, if you have advanced slam, well, for 2 equip points, now you can pop off an action on your action bar, which would be cool in and of itself, because then maybe you could reload some ordnance or something, which is an ability that all of these ships have. But they kind of went a little bit further and give you the ability to do other cool stuff. So you've got these 2 titles right here, which allows you, at least for this one here, to fire ordnance or missiles when you have a weapons disable token. So it's going to allow you to do some crazy maneuvering here and then get in and start blasting against ships you have locked, of course. And then over here, your upgrade bar changes to have 2, or gains to have 2 cannons. You may perform attacks with the cannon that cost 2 or fewer squad points even while you have a weapons disable token. So there's 2 great abilities to use after you slam. And then of course, let's see, there was something else. When attacking with a primary weapon or secondary weapon, you may reroll 1 attack die. That's pretty neat. That's a cannon. Another cool new cannon is your jamming beacon. When the attack hits, assign the defender 1 jam token. We all know how that works. Now they're gonna lose those tokens that they might be relying on to defend themselves or to go offensively in their activation. Cruise missile seems really interesting. Discard this card. You may roll an additional attack die equal to the speed of the maneuver you executed this round to a maximum of 4 additional dice. Well, speed of maneuver you executed this round, I think you could culminate your 2 slam maneuvers and say get up to around 3 or 4 right here and add it in there. So you cannot go to more than 4. So I'm sure you can get to a 3. You can definitely slam for 3 with this bad boy on the dial. Let me double check. Yep, you sure can. And then saturation salvo says, hey, after you perform an attack with your ordnance or your missile secondary and it doesn't hit, each ship is going to take some damage. They're going to have to roll, of course, like we said before, based on their agility versus the equip points of the ordnance you're firing at them or missile. So that could get kind of dirty too. Might be a good little EPT for these guys right here. I'm sure there's some external upgrade cards that would work as well. Haven't really dug into all that quite yet, but at a cursory look, this was already one of my favorite ships out of this new expansion, and it definitely continues to perhaps be one of the most with the potential for shenanigans, and I love shenanigans on the space curves. And that is it for this one, folks. If you like shenanigans in space as well, make sure you drop us a subscribe right there on the bottom right corner. Click the bell icon so you can be the very first to like and comment on our future posts. Of course, we all know Kylo's floating around out there. There will be an unboxing of him, hopefully in the near future as well.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.